On the 24th of February 2024, an unofficial Wonka event was held known simply as Willy's Chocolate Factory. Created by the House of Illuminati, this event promised to bring your dreams to life. A fully immersive experience that's designed for the whole family. A day of pure imagination. And boy oh boy were they not lying. For £35 per person, that's including the kids, the event that used the power of AI imagination to promote what it would look like did indeed require some serious imagination to get anywhere near that made-up fantasy. 2 cheap costumes were shared between 3 Willy Wonkas, the Oompa Loompas were dressed up like a group of ladies on the world's worst hen party, and then you got whoever this is.
What is that? It's the Ender!
And best of all, not a single chocolate bar could be found in this not-so-magical factory. The event ended with parents arguing with the campaign owner, forcing a refund of their money, security getting involved, and now the image of a pissed-off Oompa Loompa dishing out supermarket value limeade and singular jelly beans has been spread across the globe, and unfortunately for the actress put in this situation, has become 2024's hottest meme. But was it really that bad? Honestly, no. It was a whole lot worse. And in today's episode of Kick Scammers, the show where we look at the absolute worst Kickstarters, Indiegogo and GoFundMes, we take a look at how this mini fire festival came to be, with the help of exclusive interviews with the people that attended and a couple of Wonkas themselves. Actually scrub that, because this guy is actually Willy McDuff, because any resemblance to the Roald Dahl classic Willy Wonka is all just in your head. Now, before we get into all of that, I think it's best we take a look at the guy who was responsible for this. One Billy Coull, a gentleman who has a doctorate in philosophy, a master in psychotherapy and counselling. He's a doctor of theocentric psychology and a master of business administration. But of course, that's all bollocks. All of this information was taken from his own website via the Wayback Machine, which was essentially an online CV created by Billy himself, with a brief description of each of those achievements, some of which, with a quick Google search, point to the exact place that he stole those descriptions from. Actually, you know what? This website really is quite impressive. It's got loads of extra awards, loads of extra diplomas. This guy must be one of the most brainiest people I've ever seen on the internet. Well, either that or he's a big fat liar. Also, according to his Twitter, he's also a reverend of the Universal Church of Life. Whatever that is. Actually, you know what? Let's just have a quick look. The Universal Life Church is the world's largest online religious organisation. Become ordained in minutes and perform weddings for family and friends. Would you look at this, guys? I too am officially ordained. This is to certify that the bearer hereof has been ordained. This took 10 seconds. You literally put your email in and apparently now I can perform weddings. Obviously it's a massive scam. I definitely cannot perform weddings. Do not do this. They've got my email now. Okay. Let's not all get bogged down with this, because let's face it, we all lie on our CVs a little bit, right? Let's instead look at the positives, shall we? Let's look at the crowdfunding he did to start up his own non-profit food bank charity via Neighbourly. That's a first for the channel. Now, I've got to be honest, this one is a bit weird, as it shows that he needed $60,000 to open up a non-profit food bank charity, but sadly he didn't hit that goal. Even though Glasgow World reported that he was able to raise that money, which I am inclined to believe, as the official Scottish charity regulator website does indeed show that $47,000 was raised and $33,000 was spent. So, either way, a massive round of applause to the members of Going Bank for raising some sort of money and then spending some sort of money on something. Sadly, it's not all sunshine and roses, as an article from the 15th of November 2021 shows that there was an uproar with locals after donated presents to the food bank were not distributed due to the rise in Omicron cases at the time. Were these gifts ever given out? Possibly. I don't know. All I do know is I couldn't find one single post anywhere online that showed that they did. Just like the many posts discussing the £95 charity gala night that he was selling tickets for that was being held at the Doubletree Hilton Hotel, even though the venue was allegedly never even booked. Actually, you know what? Screw allegedly, we can work this one out ourselves. Let's call the hotel and find out if he ever did do an event at the Hilton. Hi, my name's Dan. I called in earlier on for you guys to be able to help me find some information on someone that worked with you, and I missed a call from you.
Yeah, hi, no, it was just to let you know that I did speak to the manager, but we've never had any booking under that name at all.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
My apologies, sorry I can't be of more any help.
No, that's just as much, so really appreciate it. Oh my God. Turns out that Billy is a bit of a celebrity around the southwest of Glasgow, as a crazy amount of people have come forward to discuss what he's like in real life. But you know me, I like to deal with the facts rather than the hearsay that I read on Reddit and Facebook groups. You can find it if you really want to go searching. What I can tell you though, for a fact, was that after he changed the name of that charity, he eventually struck it off. Anyway, after all of that, he started up another business. This one's called Billy the Savage, a company that not only offers self-help programs, but also, at the very least, 17 Amazon books. Just check out these incredible YouTube videos pushing people to go to his now deleted website in order to become financially free.
Here's a rhetorical question. If you have a spare $1 million in your bank account today, how will you spend it? Pay off all your bills and loans? Buy your dream car? Dream house? Give your family a better life? Travel all over the world? Invest the money perhaps? Or be more generous and charitable? I am sure these thoughts have crossed your mind, only if. Now let me ask you, can you truthfully say you are financially free? I want to put this into as many hands as possible. At the same time, I can't just give this away for free, because anything given for free is taken for granted. So I'm putting a nominal price tag on Modern Millionaires. You can get instant access for just $27. Get your instant access now.
And yes, as you may have guessed, every single one of these books, several of which were all written on the same day, I'd like to add, these articles and self-help plans are, of course, all AI generated. You have AI created thrillers, AI generated tales of vaccine conspiracies, heck, even the dude's bio is, you guessed it, AI generated. He's a rising star in the literary world, apparently, who weaves spellbinding tales that delve into the mysterious realms of fictional thrillers and gripping conspiracies. And really, that's the theme of today's scammer. AI. This guy has made an entire career out of using AI. And of course, he used it to full effect in Willy's chocolate experience. Sorry, it's still such a brilliant name. As you can plainly see by looking at the website that promoted this event, the entire thing is, of course, AI generated. The Enchanted Gardens, the Imagination Lab, trademark, the Twilight Tunnel, trademark, and of course the captivating entertainment. It's so obviously AI generated as seen by the misspelling, which, in case you don't know, AI tools tend to have a really hard time with. But in all fairness to the people that did attend this event, no one actually believed that this is what it was going to look like.
I don't think anyone was expecting exactly like the posters, but the way it was described was like a marvellous experience for kids. Chocolate fountains, sweetie trails, and just, as you can see by the pictures, it just wasn't that at all.
That's Stuart Sinclair, one of the unfortunate attendees who took his family along to the event in question. How much was a ticket, if you don't mind me asking?
The tickets were £35 each.
And that's the same for kids, is it?
Yeah.
35 quid per person, including kids? That's insanity. Now, obviously not everyone paid that figure. Some people bought their tickets from made-up Facebook accounts that were selling them on the event page. And if you were one of those people that bought your tickets through one of these random Facebook accounts, then you're definitely not getting a refund. Not that you had much of a chance anyway. On the lead up to the event, auditions were held, as explained by a couple of Willy McDuffs themselves.
So I was applying for like acting jobs, stuff like that.
So I'm care experienced, and I was like, well, I should definitely get a job.
Got a phone call on Thursday that was like, great news, you're going to be playing Willy McDuff, aka Willy Wonka, but we don't want to get sued.
So this was actually technically my first gig. It was really weird, and I expected it to be some sort of theater play.
And you need to learn 15 pages of script for tomorrow. Right. And it was 15 pages of AI-generated gibberish gobbledygook that I had to learn.
It was also incredibly interesting, by the way, because Billy Coull had released some kind of statement saying that we had 2 months to memorize the script, when in fact I got my script at 6 p.m. on the Friday. So
to use on the Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the script. Here it is. Let's take a look, shall we?
A whimsical, brightly lit stage that hints at the magic of the Garden of Enchantment beyond. Willy McDuff, a character of eccentric charm and wit, stands before the curtain that separates the mundane from the magical. The audience is buzzing with anticipation.
Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed guests of all ages, welcome! I am Willy McDuff, your humble guide on this journey to the extraordinary, the spectacular, the downright magical Garden of Enchantment.
The audience applauds.
Ah, I see we have enthusiasts among us, but before we proceed, a few formalities. Well, not so formal, if I have anything to say about it.
He strides downstage closer to the audience, with a mischievous twinkle in his eye.
You see, the Garden of Enchantment isn't just any garden. Oh no, it's a place where the trees whisper secrets of old, the flowers sing in harmony, and the stones, well, they mostly just sit there, but they do it enchantingly.
The audience laughs.
Now I must ask, who among you has brought their sense of wonder? Show of hands, please.
Audience members raise their hands, some enthusiastically, others more timidly.
Splendid! And who has packed an extra pair of socks? You know, in case the first pair gets knocked off by sheer amazement.
Audience laughs again. A few hands remain raised.
Ah, we have some well-prepared adventurers. Excellent. Your journey into the garden will be one of awe, of laughter, and perhaps a mild case of bewilderment. But fear not, for I, Willy McDuff, have traversed its paths many a time and have only gotten lost thrice.
Audience chuckles, enjoying McDuff's self-deprecating humour.
Was it obvious when you looked at that script? Okay, this is AI.
It was incredibly obvious. Not like, I can't even kid you on. It was they had the audience scripted into it as well, and there was guest 1 and guest 2.
I think people are going to study it in acting classes. I think it's going to be, because it definitely, like, I method acted that script. You know, I fully immersed myself as Wonka.
This script is obviously AI generated. It includes an audience reaction as if this event had already happened, or the audience were part of this act. It didn't make any sense whatsoever. But it's not all bad, as the AI gods did grace us with a couple of new characters to add to Roald Dahl's legendary story, including the anti-graffiti gobstopper.
This fiendish foe has long coveted one of my most cherished creations, the anti-graffiti gobstopper. A marvel of confectionery science designed to aid, not just any soul, but the tireless guardians of cleanliness, our beloved mums, and yes, dads too, but especially mums, from the endless scourge of dirty socks strewn about by youthful adventurers.
A murmur of amusement and agreement ripples through the audience.
Does it? How does the script know that's what the audience are going to do? Actually, how does this make any sense whatsoever? Look, I mean, actually, it doesn't really matter because the what did we call it? The anti-graffiti gobstopper was dropped on the day of the event, presumably because they couldn't find a costume cheap enough. But that doesn't really matter, does it? Because one extra character did make it. And guys, I know this video is going to be finding itself a whole heap of angry pitchfork-wielding anti-AI watchers. But can we all agree on one thing? The Unknown is quite possibly the greatest creation ever to be created from AI. Can you explain who or what the Unknown is?
No one can explain who or what the Unknown is. That is why they are the Unknown. I can tell you that the line I had to say with full commitment was, there is a man. He is not known. We call him the Unknown. The Unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls. I don't know whether that means he is evil and he makes chocolate, or that he's a normal chocolate maker who makes evil chocolate.
What is evil chocolate?
It's evil chocolate. No. It's got to be evil chocolate. Yeah. I also was supposed to suck him up with a giant vacuum cleaner at the end, but they were basically like, oh no, we haven't got that. So don't do that. He's mad.
I don't care what anyone says. The Unknown is the greatest thing to come from this whole fiasco. The evil chocolate maker who hid in the walls, or to be more precise, behind a mirror, introduced by Willy McDuff himself before reassuring the young visitors that they are safe with him.
Fear not, my friends, for the power of imagination and good cheer can dispel even the darkest of shadows. Now let us continue our journey with hearts light and spirits undimmed.
Yeah, some kids were like, oh my goodness, what's this? And the line cue was apparently, I feel a shiver in the air, and it was so random. But worry not, my dear children, the Unknown, we ignore that entirely. And I was like, what was that about? It was so bad.
Eventually the organisers tried to push people through this whole experience a lot faster, as it was decided to remove Willy McDuff, who explained who or what the Unknown was, from this area altogether.
Because we'd abandoned the script as well, you have to realise by this point we've been asked not to do the script, just to lead people through. So the first couple of groups at least had an explanation. Gobbledygook as it was some kind of explanation. But the last few groups didn't even have that. So they were just walking through a tunnel and someone would just pop out and terrify the kids for no reason at all, you know? Right. So yeah, they were probably terrified because they were already in an abandoned warehouse that let's face it, like looked like something from a war zone. They were walking through this area. No one had spoken to them by this point, and the first interaction they get is the Unknown popping out from behind a mirror and like scaring them. It was mad. It was madness.
Insanity. Anyway, as the day continued on, more and more parents got wound up as this experience was now only a 15-minute experience, including Stuart himself.
So it was supposed to take, according to their website, it was meant to be about an hour-long experience, and we waited in the line for 5-10 minutes, and then we got in, up the stairs, and that's when you got into the hall, and it was just like, you saw everybody kind of just looking at each other like, what the hell is this? Wow. Just everyone had the same kind of expressions, just shaking their heads and just shocked.
I saw fear in a lot of people's eyes who were supposed to be running the event. I was aware of how bad it was. Like I've said a few times, it was a world of pure imagination in that you had to imagine a world where it was not an abandoned warehouse, right?
So you had a couple of boys that, like yourself, found the humour in all of this because it was just so bad. But then I think you also said you had a daughter that was actually a little bit upset about it.
Yeah, she's only 4, and she was looking forward to it the whole time, you know. She was at nursery telling all her teachers, just looking forward to it, and obviously it was quite disappointing for her how bad it was.
Well, she's at the age where it's technically all real still, you know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So we went away to Build-A-Bear and stuff after it, just to try and make more of the day, but again, it's just another cost, isn't it? Just that you weren't expecting to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it absolutely from that angle, it sucks. From an outsider looking in, there's a humorous element to this. Just like how much can this guy absolutely mess this up, and he really has to the nth degree. And it looks like there's been a lot of years of doing this sort of stuff, and it's all going to be catching up with him now. As the now super short event continued, parents got more and more wound up. They couldn't believe what they were seeing, or should I say what they weren't seeing. The event had been going for about 4 hours by this point, and after a quick break in his car, Paul, aka Willy McDuff, came back to an even angrier crowd.
In that moment, everything went downhill.
Right.
So first of all, they had to completely shut down the event because parents were like, I am raging. They were hurling abuse at Billy's wife. They were hurling abuse at Billy.
It was carnage. So I got out of my car and there was a group of people outside the doors that weren't being allowed in because it had apparently closed down. And I was just like, okay, I'm one of the actors. I need to go in because I need to find out what's going on. Understandably, people were annoyed. They didn't really. They were kind of looking at me of like, well, do you know what's going on here? And I was like, no, at no point have I ever known what's going on here.
Right.
So security guards helped me get through the group. I went upstairs to the floor where the chocolate factory was supposed to be, and it was just people shouting. It was people crying. It was disappointed kids. There was a little girl dressed as an Oompa Loompa in tears. It was
genuinely in tears.
Genuinely in tears, yeah. It was absolute carnage.
Wow.
And I turned to the other actors and was like, because basically everything had shut down. I turned to the other actors and were like, do you want to go to the pub? And that's what we did. We also we fought our way through the crowd and went to the pub for a bit.
All of the actors and I, we're gonna go to a bar, grab a drink, maybe some food, and we're getting out of here. So we left, and in that time frame, apparently some of the people had smashed glasses in the warehouse. They were going in, they were knocking over the props, absolutely enraged.
Wow.
One of the staff members actually ended up having a panic attack though, because to know, as much as the actors haven't got paid, that is another thing. Actors haven't gotten paid, but neither did any of the staff members that set this up. And one of the staff members was messaging me about it, and he worked 3 days straight, 12-hour shifts every single day. No pay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the end of Willy's chocolate adventure. Jesus. The actors had left, the bouncers had got who they could outside, and the rage continued as parents screamed for refunds as Billy Boy gave the best possible pointless answers that he could. But what was going on? Were people asking for refunds and stuff, or?
Yeah, everyone was wanting their money back, and he was like, first of all, he was like, just email the site. So a few of us stand there had emailed them, and the email was bouncing straight back.
Since then, news of the event have spread like wildfire, and Facebook groups have been made to try and get money back from angry parents. And in a few instances at least, it does seem that some people have had those refunds, but of course, the vast majority of people have not. A written generic apology post was slapped onto the company's main Facebook page, which of course blamed other people for the event, claiming that they had been let down at the last minute, and a screenshot stupidly shared by Billy himself, trying to prove that he was giving out refunds, showed the number of transactions made by families who attended the event.
Like on the Facebook post he put on, apologising for about the refunds, that you'll see it on the Illuminati page. He shows the screenshot of the refunds. There's like 850 transactions or something, but that was transactions. That's not tickets.
So transactions that like yourself, you bought 4 in one transaction.
Yeah, so that the chances are each one of those is going to be 2 or more.
Right.
So well, that's like 70 grand, even if people are buying 2 tickets.
Wow. But even with all that money, the actors and the staff at this event didn't get paid. Those screenshots, Billy's LinkedIn, and everything else he could find has now been wiped from the internet, or at least is in the process of being wiped, including his eventual apology.
Truly, so sorry to everybody for, the sheer and utter disappointment. We did try to continue the event in the best manner in which we could. However, again, I am deeply disappointed.
Now, let's play devil's advocate here. It's very easy to look at Billy and just say, that's a scammer. But what I want to know is, Was this always the intention? Well, to answer that, here's another clip of Billy from back in the day, trying to sell a self-help book that, yes, of course, was AI generated.
The reason why I'm doing this quick Twitter video is because I've just launched this great product, really exciting. It's a 5 ebook series to becoming financially free. Oh yes, it's very exciting. In this 5-book series, right, is I'm revealing to you the rules of the rich, and these are the rules that some rich people really don't want you to know, and it's going to really show you how that you can become financially free.
In my opinion, the constant stuttering and the over-the-top excitement to me shows someone that just can't get their words out quick enough. He's already filming the scam before he's even worked out the scam.
I'm doing this special trial offer, is that you can test these products, right, for 30 days. 30 days for $2. So my friends, the link is somewhere on your Twitter, whatever it is. It's a bit.ly link. I don't know how long this £2 trial offer is going to last, but it's very exciting to see. So my friends, get yourself off now. Don't be delaying, because it's limited for the first 20-30 people. That's all. The same thought process can be seen when looking at his TikTok that shows pictures of the incredible mushrooms that are being created for the event. Except, of course, the pictures of these mushrooms being created were actually taken 3 years prior by an artist over in the States called Kara Walker. The real company, in my opinion, was a company called EPH Creative. In fact, I even called the company to find out for myself. Yeah, so I can see that this Willy Wonka event probably got them from you, I'm guessing?
Well, I mean, we cannot confirm or deny. GDPR does not allow us to obviously confirm that. Well, all our props are either purchased or produced by ourselves on site.
And guys, I was able to finally get hold of Kara after filming for this episode, and yes, she did confirm that yes, that is her in those photos being used to promote this event, even though she had absolutely no idea they were being used, and she had no idea about this event. She had nothing to do with this event. She's actually very sad that her art has in some way hurt quite a lot of people. Now, I'm sure you'll all agree that definitely isn't the case. Links to everyone I'm talking to and all of the different companies that I've spoken to can be found down below. Please go and show her and the actors and everybody else some love. This is so sad. So to answer my own question, yes, this whole thing was a scam from the get-go. But unlike his previous scams, this one has got out of hand. And although it has provided us with AI's greatest creation ever, it's also left hundreds of people out of pocket, and worse still, hundreds of children with nightmares. Thankfully, GoFundMe has now been set up to help create an event for children who were wronged by this whole ordeal, with some of the actors and attendees offering up their services to help provide an experience for the kids that's a lot more fitting than what came before it. This is all very much still ongoing as of the recording of this video. Let's just hope that the parents at least get a better experience. Let's hope the actors are able to use this as a way to promote their artistic endeavours. Everyone I've spoken to in the video can be found down in the description. And let's all hope that the unknown stays unknown.
And so, my friends, we see that even in the face of darkness, the light of imagination, joy, and a bit of clever cleaning can prevail. Let us remember, the greatest adventures and the most enduring victories are those we achieve together.
What? And there you have it, guys. That was Willy's chocolate experience, and what an experience it was. If you guys want to check out any of the unedited interviews that I used for this video, I think they work out to about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours long. Yeah, all patrons and YouTube members get to do that very thing. Thank you to everyone that helped make this video, and like I said, guys, links are down below if you want to go and support these guys, and I highly suggest you do, at the very least, go and check out their socials, all that jazz. They they deserve it. They deserve it. But yeah, this is the part of the video I'd like to give a massive shout out to all of my Patrons and YouTube members. And if you do become a patron, one of these names down here, you'll be able to check out next week's episode already. It's already live, and it's all about a crazy Hollywood scam that everyone seems to have forgotten about. It's actually quite an insane thing that nobody's talking about this, and so many massive Hollywood celebrities were involved. You'll be seeing it next week. Otherwise, you can go and check it out now. Anyway, let's give a massive shout out to the following Patreons and YouTube members: Boots and Pup, the Sneaky Ferrets, Vitas Varnes, James, the Action Saxon, Roll VP, Jay's Manchild, Clan Bob, Mike Fallon, Nicholas Bertner, Chev Matic, Jabba Al Aiden, Benjamin Guy, Richard Alderjic, Shadow Dragon, Wobbles and Bean, the Wonder Ducks, Ye Old Hamburglar, Jeff Mianowski, Bram Perez, Conrad Constantine, Andrew Dalton, Retro to Next Gen, aka Lou, Paul Float, Ryan Burford, Casey Samples, VPS Data, Sir Nilsson, Derekuda, Akatimo84, John Rogers, Matt Jackson, Ian Quell, Arista, Dina81, Mind of the Unsane, and Vikeko. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to make these videos. It's nearly 4 in the morning here in the UK. I am going to bed. I've been working on this for the last week, and I need some rest. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much. But until next time, this is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.